Entrepreneurs, listen up. Your blueprint for business growth awaits at the ACBN Legacy Symposium 2025. Join us on March 29, 2025 in Mississauga for a full day of inspiration, learning, and networking. With the theme, Building Wealth Through Franchising. This symposium is designed to equip you with the tools to accelerate your business growth. Imagine gaining invaluable insights from industry leaders like Brian Scudamore of 1-800-GOT-JUNK, and participating in workshops led by top experts who will share actionable strategies for scaling your business. Network with like-minded entrepreneurs, investors, and business leaders. Explore franchise opportunities. Participate in a sales pitch contest and discover innovative products and services in our vendor marketplace. Whether you're a business owner looking to scale, an investor seeking opportunities, or an entrepreneur interested in franchise systems, this event is for you. Don't miss this chance to hear from Dr. George Fraser and to turn your business into a scalable and sustainable brand. Register today and secure your spot at the ACBN Legacy Symposium 2025. Visit www.acbncanada.com to sign up now. See you there.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining. I am so blessed to be here with Fatima Gould, who is one of the facilitators at the upcoming ACBN Legacy Symposium. If you don't remember, my name is Ryan Knight, one of the co-founders of the Afro-Caribbean Business Network. And next week, Saturday, March the 29th, we have our seventh edition, seventh or sixth? I think it's sixth. 5 times with Sheridan, 6 times overall Legacy Symposium that is happening. But we wanted to do something special leading up to this symposium and get you a sneak peek to some of the speakers, because some people might be late. The last time I checked, tickets are sold out. So actually, I think there might be 1 or 2 left, but we're gonna get you an intimate conversation with Fatima to hear more about what she does as a business, how you can work with her, and what she's going to be doing at the symposium. So thank you so much for joining me, Fatima.
Hi, good night, Ryan. Thank you so much. I am so excited to be here with you. And my pet name for Ryan is the $1 Million Man.
Yes.
I have been calling this in, putting it out there to the universe for how long? Yes. 5 years now? From the time I met you.
I'm receiving it and working towards it. I love it. But awesome. For those that don't know a bit about your work, would you like to give a bit of an overview on what you've been working on and how you help other, professionals and entrepreneurs?
Yeah, no problem. I am an author, speaker, coach, and I wrote this book called Over the Wall. And what I realized is this book is about my life story and how I got over the walls of life. Whether it was from living in Barbados to coming to Toronto as an 8-year-old, microaggressions, anti-Black racism, cultural identity that I faced, to being in tech. I was a help desk analyst at the help desk, and I would answer the phone. And it's like, good afternoon, this is the help desk. My name is Fatima. How may I help you? Right? I did that for 30 years. And of course, in that job, what do you face? Microaggressions, anti-Black racism, cultural identity. The theme seems to just keep going on and on and on, right?
Right.
And so what did I decide to do? I decided to write the book. Then I decided to become a speaker, an author, and a coach. So I coach small businesses with the EDGE program at Sheridan. And I'm helping entrepreneurs to get them over the wall.
I love it.
When they stop them. Whether it's finances, whether it's marketing, branding, and most importantly, their mindset. To be an entrepreneur is not for the faint of heart. So I coach from a holistic approach. And usually by 4 months in, you see people starting to wane. They get tired. Nothing is happening. They start to doubt themselves. The imposter syndrome comes in. And then I have to do a stop, start, change and say, okay, let's look at what are you doing for yourself personally? What small steps can we continue to put in? Like go to the doctor. Maybe you need a checkup. Maybe you need to go to the dentist. Maybe you need to start back at the gym. What is it that you need to put in for yourself that you feel like at least today I've done something for me? So we do a stop, start, change. And then once they get back on with their mindset, then we're back again to the actions of at business.
Okay. And before I dig a bit deeper into the actual coaching side, I love that you became an author. So what sparked you wanting to write the book? Because I know a lot of people talk about writing books. Not many people can hold up their finished book. So what sparked it? And yeah, why did you decide to write the book?
That is a good question. So I was a single mom for a very long time. And I wanted a way to help single parents to cope with single parent. Because when you hit the wall of single parenting or parenting altogether, everything goes out. You do everything for somebody else because they depend on you. So you're not going to the doctor, you're not shopping, you're not going to the gym, you're not doing anything for yourself. So I wanted to write a booklet, keep in the back pocket of things you can do for yourself as a parent. Then I met the person who was a ghostwriter, and she said, your story would be way more powerful. How about you write that and interweave that initial idea into this book? And that's how I got started. And I thought about that today, and that happened in 2009. I came up with that idea, and I procrastinated for 8 years. That's what procrastination gets you. 8 years. 8 years later, the book came out.
That is absolutely amazing. So 8 years in development, was there something specific that actually got you over the hump? Because as I mentioned, people talk about it, and then what actually got you over that wall to say like, hey, let me actually get this done?
Well, I enrolled myself into an entrepreneurial program with Landmark. And Landmark helps, it's ontological, right? So it's all about how you are being.
Right.
And crazy me. Huh?
And changing your story, right? The story that you tell yourself.
Yes. The way you tell yourself. So great. So crazy me said, I'm going to put the book into this process. And of course, you have a coach who holds you accountable. So nothing was happening. And she called me the deadline and she goes, what's going on, Fatima? I don't see the book. I don't see an outline. She goes, okay, what are some of the chapters you would want to put in the book? So I gave her a chapter. She goes, outline done. Next milestone is, what are you going to do? So that's how I got it done.
Gotcha. And we want to say hi to some people that have jumped in. Hey, Andre. Thank you for popping in. And Natasha.
Hi, Natasha.
Sweet. And so, we talked about the book now. So with your coaching, what drew you to now want to be a coach? Because that's something that a lot of people, especially entrepreneurs, don't realize they need a coach. So why did you decide to step into that realm of supporting professionals and entrepreneurs as a coach?
Well, again, go back to Landmark. So when you're in that program, you become a coach. And then you coach people in their lives and in their businesses and what it is that they want to produce. So I got my teeth cut in that program. And so they gave me people to coach. I didn't have to go looking for them.
Gotcha.
Crazy thing that they do, they give you people. They give you. So if you mess it up, there's always somebody there to come along and clean up your stuff.
Okay.
So I became a coach in that program and I loved it. I loved, again, helping people. So I went from being at a help desk in tech to helping people, then to helping entrepreneurs move their business forward.
Okay, gotcha. So what do you find, and just as we're going to go to my next question, Maureen's saying like, yes, the power of having someone hold you accountable. But I was curious, what trend do you find with the entrepreneurs that you work with that is keeping them stuck? Like, what would be one thing that people watching this can do some introspection and see if they're facing that same thing?
You're asking the questions today. What I find that people don't like to do is they don't like to talk about themselves and they don't like to talk about their business. Because somebody I know, Mr. Ronald Gould, said, that's my husband, said, somebody in this class, they like just to talk too much. They talk too much about themselves. Ain't nobody want to hear that. I said, red flag, number one, my friend. If you are in a business and you're not talking about yourself and you're not talking about your business, you're never going to get any clients. You're never going to get ahead and you're never going to go make any money because you're not talking to anybody who's going to buy your product or service. So they don't like to talk, especially he's an artist. And as an artist, they just want to create, and they have the analysis of paralysis of creating, and they don't want to talk to anybody about it. So I find the number one, and what do I do for that? I joined Toastmasters, by the way, and became a distinguished Toastmaster to help me do what? Talk about myself and my business in 2 minutes or less. Because I was a shy person. I just like to be in the background. I don't want to talk to anybody. So somebody asked me yesterday, Natasha, she's on here now. Did Toastmasters help you to become this outgoing person? 110% yes.
Right.
Because once you can talk about yourself in 2 minutes or less, and the ask always has to be, would you like to buy one? Would you like to have an appointment? There always has to be a call to action. And I said to her yesterday, I sold this book for a whole year doing the rounds of chapters, and I never said to anybody, would you like to buy one?
Come on.
It wasn't
while you're on tour for it.
Okay. So whenever they bought it, it was like a fluke to me, or maybe I enrolled them. And then my husband, he said, but Fatima, what's going on? Are you asking them to buy a book? I'm like, no. And he goes, well, you might want to do that.
Right. Yes. Well, speaking of which, we should probably buy maybe 5 copies and we'll give some away at the symposium.
100%.
So let's get that done. We do have Esa Natasha laughing with us. And Kezia Couture Clothing. Is that our boy in South St. Catharines? We know if that is you. If it is, I might be wearing one of his suits at the symposium.
Nice.
Got the right person here. But when we talk about your business journey, and you talked a lot about different, I'd say, things you forced yourself into so that you could get better. When you talk about Landmark, we talk about Toastmasters. So the whole journey of entrepreneurship, I'd love to hear how you feel going from corporate to entrepreneurship. And for those that might be thinking of taking that jump, what would be some things they should have in place before shifting from corporate to entrepreneur?
Oh my gosh. So I had a whole bunch of coaching on that one, because when you're an employee, you've got an employee mindset, 9 to 5. And I never had to take my work home. As soon as I hung up the phone, I'm off the clock and I'm at home, right? Gotcha. And so the other thing you had to, and people face this a lot during COVID, was working from home. As an entrepreneur, you work from home, and you are not motivated to get off your couch and stop watching TV when you first start.
Or get out of your bed.
You see what I'm saying? You're in your pajamas. You're in your lounging outfit the whole day.
True.
Even showering. You ain't doing nothing but eating. And I'm like, dang, how am I gonna comp? Because I was warned about it. How are you going to manage going from having an employee mindset to be an entrepreneur where you're not pushing a clock, nobody's peep clucking behind you, no micromanagement, none of that. So what I used to do was my bedroom is all the way upstairs because I live in a townhouse, and my office is in the basement, created in the basement. So I would shower at the same time I would go to work, come downstairs, eat something, and descend like I was going somewhere to my job and turn on my computer. So that's the first thing I would say. Don't keep your office. If you don't have a choice, you don't have a choice, but put it somewhere else and make believe like you're going to somewhere. Change your clothes, take a shower, bring a cup of coffee with you, and then get to work. So I would say that would be the biggest transition ever, is that mindset.
I love that. And we have another customer. I'd want to buy one of the books that Fatima is talking about. What is the best website for people to go check it out and to buy it?
So it is www.greencurtain, all one word, and yes, like the word curtain.org. And then there's a tab that says books, and you can buy the book there. Okay, and if you're going to be at the conference, at the symposium, I can bring a couple and people can get it there, if that's okay with you, Ryan.
Yeah, please do. Oh, wait. I tried to ban myself. I clicked the wrong button here. So I'm going to keep this up so that people can check it out as we're talking. So yes, check out, did I spell it right? Greencurtain.org?
Yes, greencurtain.org.
Okay, sweet. And what would be some of the takeaways from the book now? So does the book tie into the coaching, or would they be two separate conversations that are happening?
They're two separate conversations because it is my life story. And in the life story, you see all the walls that I hit with the anti-Black racism, microaggression at school, and then you see it at work. Because I had a boss who once told me I had it twisted. My hair was too islandish.
Okay, that's what the boss said.
Yeah, out loud.
Oh wow.
To me. It's in the book. Too islandish. And at that time, I couldn't do anything about it because she was best friends with the HR person. So who are you going to go to? So, always
they're gonna know.
They're gonna know. Always hitting those walls. And it was kind of the catalyst for becoming a coach. How are you helping after the book? How are you helping people get over the walls of life? So it's a transition of all the things that I've learned over the 30 years in corporate and all the things I've learned over the last 10 years of being an entrepreneur, because July the 15th will be the 10th year since I registered my business.
Excellent. Congrats. I love it. And that sparks my thoughts around people that feel stuck in corporate. What would you have said to yourself back then? So you're in it for 30 years. Let's say halfway through, if you could talk to yourself now, would you have encouraged that Fatima to get out and, hey, entrepreneurship is going to work for you? Or would there be some ways that you can tell them to deal with it? Like, what would you have said to yourself?
I would say to myself, get out, and get out fast. Like back then I could have become a BA, a business analyst, as a consultant. Because think about it, this is 1980 something and the 90s, right? When I was doing that as a job. And there wasn't all the other things that you had now. So you could have become anything that you wanted and become a consultant and do that. Because I was not going to be a manager. I was not going to be a supervisor. These roles were given in IT to all white males. And I even had a manager tell me, oh, this guy, I said, why am I not moving up? Well, you might want to go back to school and take this degree that this guy is taking. And I'm like, funny you should say that. I already have that degree from that same institution.
Come on.
I don't know what you're telling me right
now.
About? What are you telling me right now? The exact same degree. I got it like 10 years ago. So what?
Come on. That's like the I want to speak to the manager. It's like, I am the manager. It's like, yo, I have that certificate. What are we talking about?
I have the same degree, and you're going to give him. So they had to fire me to give him that job. So you're going to give him that managerial job with the degree that I already have in a company that I've been working for 7 years. So you see what I'm saying? I was never going to make it. So I would have told my younger self not to stay at the help desk position for 30 years, but I should have moved around. I should have been maybe in a business management, or I should have been in a BA or some other thing, going to telecom, maybe going to purchasing. I should have really moved around to mask all of that experience instead of having it just in one spot.
Gotcha. And so I'm curious now, present day, what can potential clients expect when they're going to work with you? Like, what is that, not the secret sauce, but what is that thing that people usually take away when they're working with you as a client?
Well, I would say that what you're going to get with me is somebody who's in your corner. So the conversations looks like a lot of brainstorming, a lot of back and forth ideas about how you can scale your business, how you can make it better. What are you doing for your mental health? Natasha can attest to this. And what you're going to get with me is I'm going to meet you where you're at.
Gotcha.
It's not like I have all this experience and you have none of that. I'm going to meet you where you're at because I'm on that same journey as the entrepreneur. Because as an entrepreneur, you're learning and growing never stops.
Absolutely. Lifelong.
Right? And you're teaching me something. I'm teaching them something. I always name drop you. You know that guy, Ryan, the guy who was on Dragon's Den? Yeah, you could do this just like him, You could be $1 million earner just like him,
Valid.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So people have to, especially especially Black people, have representation is important. So they have to see somebody else doing it, and then they would know that they can do it. So I also lead by example, right? I lead by example. If I'm going to tell you to go network, you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to be at a networking event. I'm going to take some pictures, I'm going to post, and I'm going to be at a networking event. So whatever it is I tell them to do, I'm doing myself along with them, so that it looks like we're coming along together and we're sharing the wins. So all my coaching calls, we always talk about the wins. What are your wins? Because people need to know that they're winning in order for them to rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And sometimes they say, oh, that's just a small thing. I said, no, take the word small out of your mouth, because you are building to something grand. It's a stepping stone. It's not small at all. So that's what you're going to get. You're going to get small steps to lead you to the big wins. You're going to get brainstorming. You're going to get somebody that's in your corner. You're going to get somebody who leads by example. That's what you're going to get from my coach.
We're getting the testimonies. Fatima is amazing. She sure does. And congratulations on your 10 years. Well done. I love it. And another congratulations from Natasha. So then, as we're talking about the symposium coming up, what would be like, I know it's going to be a snippet because it's a single day, but what we try to do with the symposium is, yes, introduce to the elements of and the people that can support your business. So what would they expect when they're going to meet you that day? And then why, like, what would be a great way to turn that into a long-term relationship? But what should they expect at the symposium to make them want to come?
You're going to expect, well, first of all, you get to be in the presence of millionaire-minded people. That right? You always want to be around. They always say to look at the 5 people you hang out the most. Are they where you want to be? Are they making what you want to make? And if they're not, then you need to shift who you're hanging out with. Still keep those people, but shift who you're hanging out. So, Fatima's hanging out with the $1 million people, like Ryan. Come out just for that alone. You want to come out and hear from people who are doing it, who've done it, and who can encourage you. And everything you hear is never a criticism, but it is to pour in, to fill up your cup to the overflow. Because when your mindset dips, you want to be around people. I'm sure when I say to Ryan, hey, $1 million man, it could be the day he's felt like, man, it was $1 day. But Fatima says, I'm the $1 million man. So, you get pumped right up. So that's what you're going to get. And the other thing that I love about what you're talking about is franchising, right?
Yes.
Franchising, I've been saying this from the time I heard you say it. It is a way for us to build a legacy. It's a way for us to build a legacy. It's not very expensive if you bring in 5, 4, how many other people that you can trust with you, you can build a legacy. And if you're looking at long-term care as a franchise, we need long-term care facilities for people who are like my grandmother, who didn't like eating applesauce, but you can get you some cuckoo and some flying fish, or there's other things you can give them with flavor for people of African descent that they would be okay with it. Put on a cricket match, some soccer. Like, there's so many things we can do. So if we own those things, then we would know that our people are being taken care of, because there's only one way out. And if you're going to get old, that's the passage through it, right? So that's what I like about that. What you're going to be having is that building a legacy to franchising. And I'm looking forward to hearing all the speakers, because I love me some Melissa. She is a firecracker.
Yes. And so Melissa has been a keynote speaker for the Calabash Mastermind. And that's actually something that we do together. So for those that might not know about Calabash, it is a cooperative of expert service providers in our community. And Fatima is one of the co-founders. But for those that don't realize that they are an expert service provider and don't have a network, what would be a good reason for them to join Calabash?
This guy is, I like how he's so humble, but I'm the co-founder. I'm the vice chair. You are a co-founder,
One
Mike.
of the co-founders.
Oh, you're too cute.
Yes.
Yes. Calabash. Love me some Calabash. So Calabash is definitely something you want to check out. It's where you can find Black consultants that display Black excellence.
Yes,
Black,
yes.
if they say that they can't find us, we're too lazy, we don't like to work. We got a place called Calabash that says that is not true. And one of the things I love about Calabash is the camaraderie, because that's where I met Ryan. And I put Ryan on to some other things, and Ryan's recommended me for some things. And you just get a people that you know that once you recommend them, it is top notch, it is excellence, and you don't have to worry about them showing up for you. So you get to be like that. A couple of us are from Barbados. I've been to Barbados with some Calabash members.
Hey,
Right?
nice.
They didn't want to take a picture. I don't understand why. They didn't want their picture taken. I'm like, but we should tell them how we're in Calabash and how we're in Barbados. So you
Yeah,
can go on trips with your Calabash peeps, and you can know people. And we met up, we had dinner, we hung out. It was amazing. So that's the other thing you get. You get that camaraderie. You get that knowing that people can recommend you for a job, and you can recommend people for a job. You can bid on RFPs. There's so many things that we can do to make money and to build a fellowship and a friendship together inside of Calabash.
And that's what I love. I say I continue to harp on this. There's no way forward without collaboration. If you're trying to build and grow, if you want to stay small and stay by yourself, by all means, but do it over there. Over here, we are working together, and we want to see each of us scale up. And again, back to your point about the franchising, building something that can be duplicated and replicated. That's something I noticed that we miss a lot in our community, and also building out our teams. So sometimes you can't hire somebody full-time for a specific role, but you can go to Calabash and get a consultant to execute something very specific and then help you build out your team. So that's where I'm hoping more people understand and plug in. But back to you and back to how people can now work with you. So what would be the best way, and what would be like the onboarding process for a new client as they want to work with Fatima?
That is a very good question. And maybe you can put up www.calabash.global for the
Sure.
people who want to find out about Calabash. And then to work with me on my website. So if you want to be a coach, I was talking to another coachee today about this. On my website under coaching, you're going to see all the things you get with coaching. And then I have an intake form. Now, the intake form is for the looky-loos who actually want to be coached. So by the time you finish that intake form and you click the button to book an appointment with me, I know exactly what you want to be coached on. And then we can have a real rich, in-depth conversation, and you can decide to hire me as your coach. The same thing with the speaker, booking me as a keynote speaker, that has an intake form. You can see all the different things that I speak at. That also has an intake form. And at the end of that, we will know exactly what it is that you're hiring me to do. And then you book an appointment with me. So by the time we come to the appointment, we know what it is, where it is, when it is, what you would like me to speak on, how long it is, and how much I'm going to charge you. So I believe in intake forms.
Gotcha. So just as we're looking, is this the right?
Yes,
site?
that's my website. So if you go to coaching.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
See, there you can find out all the things I offer under my coaching. And then down at the bottom, it's going to be click on the form.
Okay, perfect. I see it.
Right? Or you can book an appointment in my calendar.
Oh, okay. So you can book direct and then fill out the enrollment form.
Fill out the enrollment form. Yes.
Oh, the form's down here. Oh,
no, the form is up there. You missed it. You just clicked on it. Go back up
Let me see.
To the last bullet point underneath the coaching.
Oh, this one.
Okay, you see the last bullet time, ready to
right here.
There.
Gotcha.
That's the form you're gonna click on. There you go.
Nice. But let me grab this link and also put that into the chat so people can see it and go to check it out. So that's the website, Maureen. So Maureen was asking what's the website. So thegreencurtain.org/coaching. And remember, we have to remind people that Fatima is amazing. I want to thank you so much for taking time to be with me this evening. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you at the symposium Saturday, March 29th, ACBN Legacy Symposium at Sheridan College. Be there to meet Fatima. We only have a couple tickets left, although on Sunday, March the 23rd, we're going to be doing a giveaway of 2 tickets, one for each person. So you could win a ticket if it is sold out, because I think the last I checked, there was 2 left. So I'm sure after people see that Fatima's going to be there, that those tickets are gone. So the only other way to get to the symposium is to win these tickets. So information about how to win it, we're going to post about that. But again, any final words, Fatima, before we close out for the evening?
Yes, I want to thank you, Ryan, for being a pillar in the community and being that example that our young people can look up to, right? If Ryan can do it, I can do it. And you're always pouring into young people. You're always pouring into the community. People know your name far and wide. So I want to thank you. And I want to look straight in the camera and encourage everybody to come out to whatever Ryan has going on. Come out. Come and see how you can build your personal capacity and listen to all the other speakers. And we'll see you on Saturday the 29th.
I love it. Have a great evening, everyone. No better way to end it than that. That was awesome.
Stop struggling alone. Harness the power of your community instead. Your network could be your greatest asset. Dr. George Fraser has a powerful message for Black entrepreneurs. True wealth isn't just about money. It's about connections. His 555 strategy shows how to leverage relationships to overcome barriers and build lasting prosperity. Think about your network right now. Do the people around you actively help open doors? Are you intentionally building relationships that foster business growth? Are you investing in a network that invests back in you? Fraser's method isn't just theory, it's a proven framework. Master it, and you'll position yourself for long-term success, not just in business, but in community wealth building. That's why events like the ACBN Legacy Symposium are so crucial. It's not just another business event. It's a gathering of Black professionals who know collaboration is key. Dr. Fraser's insights can revolutionize our approach to wealth building. The opportunity to transform your network into your greatest asset is right here. Will you take it?